Hi everyone, I'm Megan, your storyteller for today. In today's episode, we're going to talk about Chapter 5 from The Little Prince. As each day passed, I will learn, in our talk, something about the Little Prince planet, his departure from it, his journey. The information will come very slowly, as it might chance to fall from his thoughts. It was in this way that I heard on the third day about the catastrophe of the baobabs. This time, once more, I had the sheep to thank for it. For the little prince asked me abruptly as the seeds bite a grape down. It is true, isn't it? That sheep eat little bushes? Yes, that is true. Ah, I'm glad. I did not understand why it was so important that sheep should eat little bushes. But the little prince added, then it follows that they also eat baobabs? I pointed out to the little prince that baobabs were not little bushes, but on the contrary, trees as big as castles. And that even if he took a whole herd of elephants away with him, the herd would not eat up one single baobab. The idea of the herd of elephants made the little prince laugh. We would have to put them one on top of the other, he said. But he made a wise comment. Before they grow so big, the baobab starts out by being little. That is strictly correct, I said. But why do you want the sheep to eat the little baobabs? He answered me at once. Oh, come, as if he were speaking of something that was self-evident, and I was obliged to make a great mental effort to solve this problem without any assistance. Indeed, as I learned, they were on a planet where the little prince lived, as on all planets, good plants and bad plants. In consequence, there were good seeds from good plants and bad seeds from bad plants. But seeds are invisible. They sleep deep in the heart of the earth's darkness, until someone among them is seized with the desire to awaken. Then this little seed will stretch itself and begin, timidly at first, to push a charming little spring inoffensively upwards towards the sun. If it is only a sprout of radish or the spring of a rose bush, one will let it grow wherever it might wish. But when it is a bad plant, one must destroy it as soon as possible, the very first instant that one recognizes it. Now there were some terrible seeds on the planet that was the home of the little prince, and these were the seeds of the baobabs. The soil of that plant was infested with them. A baobab is something you will never be able to get rid of if you attended too late. It spreads over the entire planet. It bores clear through it with its root. And if the planet is too small and the baobabs are too many, they split it in pieces. It is a question of discipline, the little prince said to me later on. When you have finished your own toilet in the morning, then it is time to attend to the toilet of your planet. Just so, with the greatest care. You must see to it that you put out regularly all the baobabs, at the very first moment when they can be distinguished from the rose bushes, which they resemble so closely in their earliest youth. It is very tedious work, the little prince added, but very easy. And one day he said to me, you ought to make a beautiful drawing so that the children where you live can see exactly how all this is. That would be very useful to them if they were to travel someday. Sometimes, he added, there is no harm in putting off a piece of work until another day. But when it is a matter of baobabs, that always means a catastrophe. I knew a planet that was inhabited by a lazy man. He neglected 3 little bushes. So, as the little prince described it to me, I have made a drawing of the planet. I do not much like to take the tone of the moralist, but the danger of baobabs is so little understood, and such considerable risk would be run by anyone who might get lost on an asteroid, that for once I am breaking through my reserve. Children, I said plainly, watch out for baobabs. My friends like myself have been skirting this danger for a long time without ever knowing it. And so, this is for them that I have worked so hard over this drawing. The lesson which I pass on by this means is worth all the trouble it has cost me. Perhaps you will ask me, why are there no other drawing in this book as magnificent and impressive as this drawing of the baobabs? The reply is simple. I have tried, but with the others I have not been successful. When I made the drawing of the baobabs, I was carried beyond myself by the inspiring force of urgent necessity. Departure, noun. The action of leaving, especially to start a journey. Our departure was delayed because of bad weather. Seize, verb, generally refers to taking control or possession of something. Seize the moment. In consequence, phrase. As a result, she lost a lot of money in consequence of some risky investments. Split, verb, to cause to divide into two or more parts, especially along a particular line. His trousers split when he tried to jump the fence. Tedious, adjective, boring and too slow or long. He made a tedious 45-minute speech. Put something off, phrasal verb. To decide or arrange to delay an event or activity until a later time or date. We can't put off a decision much longer. Necessity, noun, the need for something. The report talks about the necessity of eating plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables. Alright, that's it for today. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!